terms of herbs, what are herbs that could actually help us? Now, let's talk about why herbs can help first. Very few people realize that the herbs that we use for cooking are actually quite amazing herbs and have medicinal values as well, medicinal benefits. Now, for example, I picked up some herbs here and I'd like to share them with you. I put them here on this little plate. Now, I'm going to pick them up one by one and show you some of the herbs in the garden that can actually help us and that have medicinal values. All right, so this herb, peppermint, and let me show you which one is the peppermint. The best way to know really is to just get a piece of the leaf and smell it. Peppermint is quite good. There are different kinds of mints. Most of the mints give you the same medicinal value. There's chocolate mint, there's cat mint. Most of them have the same value. Peppermint is my favorite. When you get just the mint, the generic mint, their leaves can grow this big. Cool. Let me show you the difference. This is mint, this is peppermint. They both smell really, really good. Okay, so let's talk about peppermint. Peppermint is actually antimicrobial. It is spasmolytic. Antimicrobial meaning it gets rid of microbes. It gets rid of stuff that can actually hurt your gut. Parasites, that's what it means. It's a spasmolytic meaning it gets rid of spasms. When you're coughing and you're having a hard time coughing, it relieves you of that pain. When you have spasms of the stomach or pains in your stomach, it gets rid of the pains. It's an antitussive, meaning that when you're coughing, it actually relieves your throat. It helps you with the coughing. It relieves the pain or that force, right? It's a carminative, so it calms you down. It's a bit of a sedative when you're taking peppermint. It's not quite the same as lavender and not quite the same as chamomile. But peppermint, because it's a carminative, if you drink a lot of that throughout the day, you can fall sleepy. It's an analgesic, meaning it's great when you've got pains, when you've got headaches. And you know that when you have hay fever or when that starts to develop into allergic rhinitis or sinusitis, you can actually have a headache. So peppermint relieves that. It relieves influenza, cough, colds, catarrh, sinus headaches. So again, because of all those benefits that you get from the peppermint, it's a very good herb to add into your tea when you're trying to get rid of allergies or the symptoms of hay fever and asthma as well. Who among you watching me right now have a peppermint plant at home? If you don't, make sure you get one and you start planting. Sedikit mengantuk iya angki. Sedikit mengantuk kalau Anda makan itu karena itu ada carminative. Ya, carminative artinya sedative. Ya, you can fall asleep. Angki, I have peppermint in Jakarta and it's so easy to grow. So make sure you have some in your garden. If you don't have a garden, you can have it in your balcony or you can even have it in little pots in your kitchen. I've got that in the kitchen over there on the other side. And I keep a few herbs for cooking right on the windowsill because it makes it easier when I'm cooking and I want something. That being said, I don't really have a lot on the windowsill. Even in Jakarta, I like them outside so that they can get the sun. They grow better. And in my home here in Nichols, I also have it just outside on the ground so that even when we're away, I don't have a hard time needing to water them because being on the ground, these herbs scavenge for their food. They scavenge for the water. So their roots grow deeper to be able to look for water, right? And well, during spring, there's a lot of rain as well here in Australia, so our plants get watered. So that's one of the herbs that I've actually put in this mix here that I'm drinking right now, peppermint. Peppermint, again, as I said, is one of my favorites. I usually have peppermint for anything. It's good for influenza. Influenza meaning fever. When you have a fever, when you have temperature, when you have colds, when you have the feeling of getting cold, because of feeling run down or your immune system dropping, peppermint is really good. Again, these symptoms you feel when you have the hay fever, when you're starting a sinus infection or allergic rhinitis, or even asthma. In asthma, you have the difficulty breathing, right? So the carminative in peppermint actually helps ease that feeling. And it also helps rebuild your system and helps get rid of the allergens that are causing your asthma and triggering your asthma.